y'all, this is Miss 7up from allrecipes.com and on Facebook as Melissa Goff. Recently, I was asked by somebody how to do lace work on a cake that I recently did for my wedding anniversary. So I'll show you a couple of the photographs. So this is the photograph right here, and I had questions about this work right there. This is called lace work. Now, I'm no expert, but this is really simple to do. I'm going to have my son help me, and he's going to hold the camera for me while I do a quick tutorial on how to do this specific little squiggly line design. Okay? So, I've got over here on my table a little setup. You're going to use frosting that I've already got set up, which I'm going to fix and smear on this nice little board right here. I actually have what I call a writing tip. Now, for demonstration, this is a size 5. It has an open wide tip. Now, you can use any type of tip. The smaller they are, such as this one, this is a size 2, and you can see this, the hole is a whole lot smaller than this one. But for demonstration reasons, we're going to use the bigger one. You're going to use either a disposable bag, or if you've got a type of bag that is reusable, you load your frosting in. This is also equipped by a coupler and a ring in order to hold it up. Now you want to put this on the outside of your bag, coupler on the inside. And most people who know how to do basic cake decorating know how to do this. Anyway, so I've loaded my bag. Now I'm going to hand my cell phone over to my son so that he can videotape what I'm about to do to show you how to do this little lattice work. Okay, so therefore, you got a good shot of it, Brandon? Okay, you're going to take your frosting, and I'm not going to set up a cake yet because I'm actually doing fondant work today. You're going to take your frosting, and of course you're going to decorate your cake, and you want your frosting as smooth as possible. And this isn't going to be perfect, but it's going to give you a general idea. So after you've made your cake, you've layered it, you do what is called a crumb coat, where you take your frosting and you secure the crumbs into the cake, and it locks it all in from moisture. Then after you've set it in the refrigerator, let it cool off and meld, you're going to go back over and you're going to frost your cake. So what I like to do is I go ahead and I frost my section that I'm going to do, and I'm going to try and make sure that it's as even as possible so that you really can't see any of the goober mistakes. This is really a neat way to dress up a cake, especially if you're not a professional and you're just learning how. I find it very easy. It might be a little bit tedious. But anyway, so here I've got my little section. You want to go in and get a little closer to show. My section is pretty much wrinkle-free or streak-free, okay? And I've wiped off my excess. And now I'm going to grab back that up. We're going to move this over here just a little bit. Okay, you're going to take your bag and your seams, as far as the top of the cake, the sides, you don't want your lines to abruptly stop and start. You want to hide them. So this is basically what I do. I go and I take a section and I start just piping out a little bit and doing this little squiggly line like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and it sure isn't uniform, but it's a neat way to add a little class to your cake. Okay, so we're going to use this as an example. This is going to be your top of your cake, along your sides. This is going to be your bottom. You're going to stop at the top. You never want to stop and start in the middle because you want it to make it look like it runs through. So you go up here, and you start, and you just basically pipe some on. Be careful, Brandon. Just pipe some on. Little squigglies. Like I said, it doesn't have to be uniform. Just a little crazy. And you notice that I'm not going to stop and start anywhere You can go back over your little mistakes and try and cover them. Okay, thank you, Brandon. Okay, so make sure you don't move this forward. Okay, so you stop and start once you get a grip, and then you start again somewhere where it's going to not be seen. And like I said, it does not have to be uniform, and it does not have to be pretty, but it does turn out pretty remarkable when you get to going. And there is, again, no uniform way whatsoever of doing this particular design. Now, my mom is a professional cake decorator, and she did it for umpteen years, and she taught. So a lot of my work has been learned from her. Some things I've picked up without her, but I've always called her and said, "Hey, Mom, you think I can do this? What about this?" Okay, so like I said, you don't stop and start, and you can pretty much hide your little mistakes. So we're still covering, and like I said, by the time you get finished, you've got this pretty unique design all over your wonderful cake, and it will hide any imperfections whatsoever that you may have. Like, say you got a gap and there's no way to cover it, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, what can I do to correct it?" Well, do this design. It's really easy. Now you've covered your entire cake. Okay, go move in and show it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so see all these little squiggly lines? None of them's perfect, none of them's uniform. But you notice that all my stop and starts are along my edges, right in here. There you go. Good job, Brandon. Now, I'll show the bag. Now, to cover those stop and starts, show my bag. There you go. You're going to take the ring. You're going to undo this coupler. Take your tip off. See, now you've still got the coupler still on here, and it's on the inside of the bag. And you can go in and change your tips. Now, this is a scallop tip. It's 98. It's got a neat little curve to it. I don't use this one often. I normally use a star tip or like a starburst. I kind of make up my own little names. This one's a size 32. I'll use this one because it's kind of one I like to use. And you put it on top and you thread it in. And it'll pretty much stay secure inside. Okay. So, now, you go through your edges and you pretty much go up and down and you notice that I am covering up every stop and start, and it kind of looks like a little lace pattern. So, voila! You have this nice, wonderful edge, and you can use a lot of different starburst type tips to make all sorts of unique designs. I like that tip mainly. This one does a pretty good one. Like I said, I don't use it very often. I should, because it does make a pretty neat design. This bottom part goes face down, like I said. Well, that's pretty neat. Well, like I said, I'm no expert. But anyway, this is how you make the lattice design, or lace design. Thank you very much for watching my video. Bye-bye.